Even the park, the football pitch. Yesterday, one of the mobile church leaders, he brought one of the young men from the football pitch to come and greet me. And when that one greeted me, he said, "Sir, please pray for me." So you might feel your impact is not made, but you will not know that you are making history in the lives of people. And they shared a testimony with me that one day one of them said, "We'll give you money to support what you are doing." Am I communicating, sir? You don't know the impact you are making, but there are people God will bring your way. They are history makers. What they are doing might not be familiar. It's not everything you criticize. You know, when you don't know something, just keep your mouth shut. Because what you don't understand today, later you might understand it. That my leader, one day he went to a church. He said, "You people, are you not tired? Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. You people have television. Start showing football too and be winning souls." When he shared it with me, I laughed. He said, "I had to tell them too that they should do something different." The Bible study, digging deep. Faith clinic, our prayer meeting. Can't you call it supersonic Bible study? Do something new. Give it something new. I love that my leader. He's always aggressive. That every time you just come, your announcement, our usual. No churches doing duplication. We were looking like people that were not all right. But I could remember vividly a naval officer. Somebody just gave him my tape. And he listened to it. It was from the Anglican church. And when he came into town, he said, "No, I must attend this church, this pastor's church." And he came. Today we have become friends. He's a retired military officer now. We became friends ever since. Because he shared the testimony. I was shocked. Now we became very close. What he listened to was just tape. There's somebody watching what we are teaching tonight. And they are committed to watching. Thank God our pastor in charge of administration is around. When he feels the report, I was called one day. "Sir, how do you do it? You have so many views." But we didn't start today. We have started for years. You will meet those kind of people on the way. There are also agents of good news. You will meet them. And God will make you one also. The right time, who was coming to interpret in order to make. If you are Joseph, when you become prime minister, will you forget the baker? So you see how God made it like that. So there are people you meet in your days of bigness, in quotes, that God brought you to help them because they will help you in the future. And if you miss it also, things will not happen in your life. I'm a living testimony to that. Some of the young students I used to call my boys in those days, they are the ones now helping to do the work for us. Because sometimes, I shared with you on Sunday, sometimes they will be the ones I will say, the church is having this project, I need your support. Because they understand, they send support. A young boy met me some few days ago. I was driving out of the church, I think, was it yesterday? And he said, "Pastor," I said, "Oh, sorry, who are you coming to meet?" He said, "I'm coming to see you, sir." I said, "I'm on my way out." "What is the problem?" I was already driving out. He said, "Sir, I was one of those medical students." He now mentioned the Sept. Some of you might not understand why we do final year brethren Thanksgiving. Because it's your Sept. The person mentioned the person's Sept. I said, "Okay." He said, "I'm a medical student. I finished my house job." And he began to share things with me. You understand where I'm going now? But they were the boys in those days. Now he's a medical doctor, whether I like it or not. So imagine I get to the hospital now and I don't know him, and I sit down and say, "Oh, sorry sir, sit down sir, this sir." And I say, "Sorry sir, do you know me from somewhere?" When I was a student, a medical student, I was in your church. That's how people have been helped. I took a walk down this street one day to my mechanic workshop, and one of our members that sells food was greeting me. He was now telling the people eating. He said, "That's my pastor." One of them stood there and said, "We know him before you." And I didn't know the person. Do you know the shock of my life? He said, "When I was a university student, this man used to come and teach us in the Christian Union." Brethren, I became calm and I just walked away. Because mentioning Christian Union. Because he was even looking elderly. I could remember those days. I was involved with campus work, teaching students, and God will bring some people your way that will be the help you need tomorrow. Let me round up with this one because there's so many people you will meet. There are those that their arrival will add color to your lives. So don't joke with them. When you just meet them, 23 verse 7, Proverbs 23:7, he says, for as he thinks in his heart, so see, if you don't think that you can make things happen, it will not happen. So the idea, one of the problems we have is that we have not had a paradigm shift. We still think that our lives are dependent on the economy. A lot of times you discover that ideas that God will give you that will change situations for you, for the church of God. Why do you think the enemy is, and they'll be coming, and why are they not building factories? Is it church? Every organization has its focus. Do you tell banks to build factories? Me in Calabar, he said, I know him. He's my boy in the bank. I can send him to a fantastic job there. He later told me, I told you, I know he will deliver. And when he was retiring, the bank started coming in. Then I told them, I said, when banks come to a place, is it not because there is money to collect? Bankers talk to me now. Or do you just put bank in a place when in this Calabar, the banks are deciding to come? Because it's as if there is no bank in Nigeria. Is it stone or gravel? Is it not money? Then he tells you that they might not have seen it. But what I'm explaining is because the mentality they have is that they can get results. Today, Calabar started having area managers, regional managers. Am I communicating? What they call region or area is group of banks coming under a bank, and Calabar can have. So it tells you that there's somebody's thinking that look, something good can come out of Nazareth. So that must be your thinking too. And that was why when Andrew was inviting Nathaniel, can anything good come out of Nazareth? He said, come and see. Andrew has a different mentality. That's why Andrew is a subject that I don't like. I can't stop talking about. That's why we devote a time to Operation Andrew. Because I've noticed that even there was a day unbelievers came, Gentiles, and they told Philip, we want to see Jesus. Philip should have taken them to Jesus, but he took them first to Andrew. Andrew now went to Jesus. There must be something about Andrew. Andrew was a disciple of John the Baptist, but immediately John said, behold the Lamb that took away the sins of the world. Andrew moved to to Jesus, and Andrew didn't stop there. He went to go and call his junior brother Peter. Boy, I don't change church, I don't see correct. John never told us he was the real one, so he has now shown me the real one. Why will I be with the counterfeit? Bros, follow me. But that same Peter even became as if he was bigger than his elder brother in the group. But there must be something different about Andrew's mentality. If you read the story of the feeding of the 5,000, Andrew was a major person there because he was one that told Jesus, there's a small boy here that has 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes. Who asked him question? Did Jesus tell him what he wanted to do? But he had a mentality that this Jesus, me, I didn't hear it corner. Me, I had it legit. Is that not what you people say? He had it legit from the direct forerunner that had it from Jesus, from God. So he was not like the others. He said, I know John the Baptist. If he does not hear, he will not speak. So when he told me, I know it was legit news. So I followed it. So his mentality was different. Let me tell you, neighbor, change your thinking. Because for you to achieve things in life, your thought process must change. You need to step out of the crowd. You need to start thinking it is possible. When our generators were giving us problem, I know some people were looking at me. Thank God for our administrator. He knows me very well. I told him, this generator must work. I never thought it would. I said, we'll keep working until it works. We keep working until it works. Because I've made up my mind, though. Nothing. When it comes to God, Let me use your language. We die there. There's nothing impossible. No. There is no property God cannot buy for us. So when you see me excited, somebody had asked me before, Pastor, you're always motivated. Are you not tired? Don't you get weary? I said, sir, the fire that is burning in my bones, I have message I'll preach till God knows when. I've not preached messages I've prepared though. I've prepared it. Fully prepared, typed. I can even be telling you the topic. Because the fire is too much inside. Too much. Glory to God. So it takes a man that God has kept fire in his bones to be in a place for 12 years and he's still preaching. Let me tell your neighbor, your fire must not go out. The way you are saying it is as if there's no fire. Say it with passion. That's why you see people, they are in church January, February, we don't see them. When you ask them, what is the matter? Hey, really, I just got tired. Tired of what? We're all in this economy together. That's why the Bible taught us in Philippians chapter 4 verse 8. Philippians 4:8. He said, whatsoever thing is true. Philippians 4:8. Whatsoever thing is noble, whatsoever thing is right, whatsoever thing is pure, whatsoever thing is lovely, whatsoever thing is admirable, whatsoever thing is excellent or praiseworthy. I'm using the NIV. King James said, think on these things. Let that be your thought process. What is true? Good report of virtue. If there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think. What did he say? So if your thinking is negative, then you are ending towards that negative part. So the things you meditate on may build you positively or negatively. So if you think it is not possible, it's enhanced when you speak positively. So it's not just about thinking, it's about saying it. Let the redeemed of the Lord say so. If you don't say it so, you can't see it so. So learn to say it. Jesus said, you will say to this mountain, be removed and cast into the sea. In Matthew chapter 11, Mark 11, 23 to 24. Mark 11, 23 to 24. He said, you will receive what you say. So this year has not ended yet. You can still achieve your dreams. As you think about it, as you strategize on it, say it, speak it to come to pass. My wedding must come to pass. My wedding will be glorious. Everything will happen for my favor. You will see it happen in Jesus' name. Because our words are like seeds. They will bring either evil or good. Number 3, to make things happen, you must pray. Possibility living is made possible by possibility prayers. You must pray possibility prayers. You must pray prayer of victory, prayer of faith, because it affirms God's greatness. It talks about the goodness of God. I'm not talking of prayers like, Lord, why me now? Lord, why me? Why who? Is that one prayer, self? That one is complaint. Lord, by the authority of your word, you said, above shall I be, never beneath. Lord, I walk in the realm of being above. I shall be above. Oh, the work of God will not die in my hands. Souls will be saved through me. Lord, by your mercy, I will reach out to lives. You know, there are prayers you pray. If I were to be a father like God, I'll be shaking my head. Oh, this guy knows me. Not, oh Lord, why me? Why am I the only one that is suffering? Are you, oh God, if I've offended you, forgive me now. Or if my father offended you, forgive me now. Why is it that you don't like me? Lord, if I've offended you, at least you are God now, forgive. Is that one prayer? And Lord, all this nonsense you are doing, me, I don't like it. It's God you are telling is doing nonsense. If you want to be God, be God. If you don't want to be God, leave me alone now. Okay. Continue. But pray of possibility. You know, if you remember in John chapter 11, verse 42, John 11, 42, when Lazarus was dead and was smelling, look at the way Jesus prayed. That prayer has swag. You know why I like that prayer? He said, Lord, I know that you always hear me. Imagine that statement. Now swag. I said, Father, I know this guy has been dead and he's smelling, and they've locked him up in the cave. But I know you hear me now. You are my father. I know you hear me. When I call his name, let that say, open it. Lazarus, come forth. Thank God he mentioned Lazarus. If he had said, come forth, all the dead people would have come forth. And people will be running. Yay! Joseph, you wake up. But he said, no, let me just let them know. You know there are prayers Jesus prayed. He said, let them know that you sent me. That prayer gave momentum. Say, Lord, let them know that you are the one that sent me. This one is not for me. I know you can answer prayer. It's for them. May I just see show. Oh yeah, get up. And the person will get up and say, hey, Jesus, Jesus. Hey, Lord, now them, me, I know you. I know you can do and undo. You know there's a kind of prayer you pray. God is happy. That's why I like that's why sometimes your children should go to good schools where rich people are. If they go to that school, like people like us from, those sneaker tearing school like we went to, your self-esteem will be low. If you stay with children of the rich, the way they talk, I just want to do this exam by summer. We are going to America on holiday. In your mind, you just pack yourself. In the body house in those days, because I school with those rich people's children. When they come back, September resumption, hey, the way they will be talking, you'll be thinking, oh, which kind of papa na bomb me? Say, my father, he took me out, he changed my wardrobe. Some of us too, that time when you are not born again, you used to say, hey, they changed my wardrobe to room you don't have. You are saying they changed wardrobe. So that you can feel belong. Because they talk big. They are not as brilliant as we are, but they still oppress us in our brilliantness. Because they tell you, my father has promised me, if I can just have 6 C's. I'm doing my first degree in Atlanta, Georgia. And he told me that from there, I can do my master's. You just be thinking, father. Your father is already threatening you. Pass well, pass well. Hey, You know there's even no money. Sir. Even if you pass, will you even enter? This country, sir, they don't give scholarship again. How will our children go to school? So they're already telling you whether you pass or fail. So your failure is even helping your father. Say, you see, you are the one that failed now. But really, even if you had passed, there's no money. I can't forget my own. My father's giving me all manner of, let me not call it torture. Hey, when I now pass now to go to body house, 100 naira stopped him. Hey, you see, thank God God sent one of my uncles. Sir, but you said this boy, he got admission to the boarding house. And when you are the first, boarding house was like you are going to Cambridge. So everybody was excited because I was the first. Hey, my father said, hey, they took him. No money. My uncle said, how much does he need? 100 naira. 100 naira was good money then. My entire school fees with books, with food, was 90 naira. So 100 naira was not joke. So my uncle said, okay, there's no problem. Take 100 naira. That's how I entered body house. So imagine how low my self-esteem would have been then. Now meet children that talk big. Even if I fail, my father will take me out of this country. Me, I'm even tired. What is in Nigeria? Oh boy, our own, you must pass by dying. Because all that we have is to show the world that, look at my result. I did well. Uncle, I did well. I need to go to university. I did well. But whether they pass or fail. And you know when you are not reading out of pressure, you tend to pass well. But our own, nobody put pressure on us. We put it on ourselves. Say, no. You are sleeping now. Leave on. I'm not sleeping. You have slept. I'm not sleeping. Because we must pass by fire. But please, I beg you, put prayers. Pray with faith. Don't pray prayer of defeat. Because anyone who asks of the Lord will receive.